Hello everyone, this is David Smith from Game Careers. I'm at GDC in San Francisco, and I'm very pleased to have with me Mitu Khandaker, the commanding officer of the Tiniest shark. Mitu, please, can you introduce yourself?
So I'm Mitu Khandaker. I'm an independent game developer and I run my own company, the Tiniest Shark. And I've been doing this for almost 2 years now.
And how did you get into the games industry yourself?
I think my route has been rather unconventional. I mean, I was actually originally a games academic, and I was completing a PhD in creative technologies at the University of Portsmouth, because my background is actually in computer engineering, so that was my undergraduate degree. So I've always had a passion for sort of making things. And I was partway through my graduate degree, and I decided that I wanted to focus more on making games and being creative and doing my own thing. So I was actually lucky enough to have the opportunity to pitch a game idea to another indie, Positech Games, who offered to publish my upcoming game.
And so what are you actually doing now in your own company?
So for the last 2 years I've been developing my first commercial game called Red Shirt. So it's being published by Positech Games, and it's a social simulation game.
And have you been doing everything yourself, from programming right the way through everything, or have you been collaborating?
Yeah, I've been doing all the programming and all the design. We've outsourced the art and sort of the music, but everything else is just me. Fantastic.
And I know you've got a new website that you launched recently called Dear Ada. Tell us a little bit about that.
Dear Ada actually originated when another games academic in the UK, Emily Flynn Jones, contacted me about the fact that we'd known each other casually through through the same circles for a few years, but we'd never actually got together and had a conversation. And she had the brilliant idea of exploring the commonalities of experience we might have had as women in in our early careers in the games industry, through research, through writing a series of letters to each other. And so we did that. We published actually a series of letters called Dear Mitu, Dear Emily, and from that we were actually given support from the Feminists in Games Initiative in Canada to open up the sort of dialogue that we'd had in the letters to other women and men in the industry, so to sort of explore gender issues, and it's been so valuable, because I think where I'm a one-person indie, I definitely value being able to communicate with other people in the industry, and especially women. And I think solidarity amongst women in the industry is one of the most important things to me, and it's been one of them, definitely one of the most valuable things in my career so far.
Great. And what more do you think the industry should be doing to recruit more women into the sector?
I mean, I think that's a big and complicated question, really, but I mean, I think definitely outreach is important, because I think unfortunately women are for a lot of reasons conditioned to not necessarily want to put themselves out there and stuff, and we're infused with a lot more self-doubt for a number of reasons, and I think specific outreach is definitely important, and I think also representation is very important. And I think, certainly at things like conferences, it's really important to present this almost aspirational view of where we should be. So in terms of, the number of women on panels and stuff, should be at least 50-50, because, that's the kind of view of the industry we want to represent, in order for people who are outside of it to be inspired and go, yeah, this is the kind of place for me. I think that's a good starting point.
Yes, absolutely. Finally, Mitu, what advice would you give a woman thinking about working in the games industry?
I think definitely be vocal about your passions as much as possible. I've used social media, so Twitter and stuff, for a number of years to talk about my my views on games and stuff, and I've kept a blog, and I think doing that kind of thing is really important. through, you know, both for visibility and for sort of building a sense of community amongst other people who, you know, have the same, who might be in the industry. So I think definitely, yeah, talking about your passion for games, and also just trying to sort of make friends within the industry, and, you know, again, I think solidarity is one of the most important things.
Great. Mitu Khandaker, Commanding Officer from the Tiniest shark, thank you very much.
No problem, thank you very much.